Senator from our great state of Georgia, David Perdue.
Here. You might have heard of him. The Vice President of the United States is here. Before we do anything, I've got great news for you today. Today is November 1st, 2018, and Hillary Rodham Clinton is not President of the United States of America. Folks, we're here today to get Jeff Duncan and Brian Kemp elected. It's the most important thing we're going to do this year. It's bigger than them, though. This is about the future direction of our state, the future direction of our country. There are a few billionaires in the Democratic Party in California and New York who think they can come down here with their money and steal our governor's race and bring values here that are not Georgia values. And they found a candidate that is so far away from Georgia values that I can't even believe we're going to have a close race. And I don't think we will because of you. The Democrats have proven that their ethos has failed nationally and in states. President Trump and Vice President Pence have brought the best economic turnaround in U.S. history. Folks, they've created over 4 million new jobs. Median income is at an all-time high. We have unemployment is at a 50-year low. African American unemployment is the lowest in U.S. history. And better than any of that is because of their leadership and hanging in there in the last minute and hanging tough with their nominees, we've confirmed 89 federal judges, including Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. About our values. Economic opportunity for everybody. Fiscal responsibility. Limited government. And individual freedom. They want to make this race about mob rule. About government control. We're not going to let that happen in Georgia because we've got two great candidates. We've got a whole lineup of great candidates. It's my high honor right now to get this show on the road, right? Please welcome the next Lieutenant Governor of our state, Jeff Duncan.
Good afternoon, folks, right there. Somebody who's part of the package of taking 1,600 regulations out of the way of our businesses and our families and our communities and lowering taxes for everybody in this state. It's a great honor to be here. It's an honor to be back in Columbia County. This is such a big part of our family, such a big part of our campaign to get to this spot. And I want to thank y'all so much for helping us get here. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We've got 5 more days to make this happen. Now, I don't know if this got in your newspaper, but I read this morning that Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama are out campaigning for the Democrats. I think we won this. We've got the better end of the deal. We've got the Vice President and Donald J. Trump coming to help Republicans win this election. There's a reason why Democrats from 49 other states have decided to come to Georgia and pick on us, right? They don't care about your families. They don't care about your school's education. They don't care about your neighborhood. What they care about is importing their values, their problems into Georgia. And you know what? We're not going to let it happen. On November 6th, we're going to win by such a margin that guys like Soros and Bloomberg wake up on the 7th and say that's the worst investment I ever made. I'm never sending another dime back to Georgia again. Look, we've got so much going on here in Georgia. Y'all know it right here in this community. We got 3.7% unemployment, fully funded K-12 education. And for the first time in the history of Georgia, every single taxpayer, including Democrats, got a personal income tax cut. Why would we ever change direction? Why? Who wants lower taxes? Who wants quality education? Who wants smaller government? Who wants to protect Second Amendment. And who will be elected the next governor of Georgia? Brian Kemp. Strong grassroots supporters right here in Columbia County. We appreciate what you're doing to help us get the vote out. We are fighting for the future of our state, and you all are a big part of that, so thank you so much. I want to thank Marty, Jarrett, Lucy, and Amy Porter Kemp. Y'all know that they have been here, they have been on the road. We wouldn't be here as a campaign without them. Their hard work has helped got me. It is who I am today. And they're not here with us. They were with us earlier, and we sent them ahead to Savannah. They're doing the security sweep for the vice president in Savannah, so everything's clear when we get there. But y'all help me thank them for their hard work, because they've been trying. But I also want to thank our president, Donald Trump. Pence for their unwavering support in this campaign. Let me tell you, this tour for the vice president has been incredible. It was electric up in Dalton today, just like it is right here, and just like it's going to be in Savannah tonight. That is why we're going to win, because we're going to get the vote out, and it's going to make a big difference for us at the ballot box. And we're looking forward to welcoming President Trump here Sunday for a huge rally. It's going to be big, really big. But seriously, folks, on behalf of all Georgians, I want to take a moment and extend my gratitude and our state's gratitude to our president, to our vice president, to Secretary of Perdue, and to Governor Deal for all the work that they have done. The absolute great response that they gave this state, especially in southwest Georgia, in response to Hurricane Michael. Please help me thank them. South Georgia was literally devastated. When I went down there, I had never been more proud as a Georgian than to see the response on the ground in the great state. We're very appreciative of that, from the federal, state, and the local level. And because of that, we will rebuild stronger than ever. And they are continuing to stand strong with Georgia, and we are appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Now, as you know, this race is a fight for our future. Literally a battle for the soul of our state and who we are. That's right. My opponent has run the most dishonest campaign that Georgians have ever seen. And there's a reason why. She is trying to hide her extreme agenda. She wants higher taxes. She wants bigger government. And she wants a radical government takeover of health care. And these are her so-called moderate positions. She also wants to give taxpayer benefits, welfare, and free college to those that are here illegally. She's even been encouraging those that are here illegally to vote for her in this election to be part of this so-called blue wave. I know it's going to be hard for you all to believe this, but not even California is that liberal.
We love Kemp!
But just know this. We love you, brother. But know this. With your vote, you can stop this craziness. And as your governor, I will invest in public education, and we will give teachers a well-deserved pay raise. Jeff Duncan and I will cut your taxes again this year. Let me rephrase that. next year. I don't want to get it, because Amy Porter always tells me, don't put the cart before the horse. But we'll cut your taxes again next year, just like was done last year. We'll lower health care premiums, and we will absolutely fight to protect the Hope Scholarship, not give it to those that are here illegally. Knows a father of 3 young boys, and as I know, a father of 3 teenage daughters, we absolutely will continue to work to keep your kids safe at school. This battle for the soul of our state is also a battle for our conservative values. And you can count on us, both of us, to stand up and fight for those conservative values always, including our Second Amendment. We're going to work with President Trump and Vice President Pence to keep Georgia working. We're going to do our part right here in the great state of Georgia to continue to make America great again. But let me say this, we are now in the 4th quarter. I need you to do like the Dogs did and go down to Jacksonville and hunker it down one more time. Vote. I need you to go get 10 more.
That's right.
Go get 10 more for us in these closing days that we have before us. If we do that, we will put a red wall around this great state and say no to that blue wall. I want to ask you guys to hunker it down one more time. Keep chopping out there. We're going to win on Tuesday, and when we do, I'm going to be a governor that is going to always put you first. And to help us win this Tuesday, it is my honor to introduce a great man who I have learned to respect even more than I did several weeks ago. And he's certainly been a great friend to this state of Georgia. He's an unapologetic conservative like me. He's a man of principle and a man of rock solid faith. Believe you me, you have to be in this environment that we're in. We need strong men that will stand on that rock in places that we need to fight for us. And they have been doing that. Our president and our vice president have. So I hope y'all will help me give a warm, loud Columbia County welcome to our Vice President, my friend, Mike Pence. Just 5 days away from another great victory all across the state of Georgia. And I'm here for one reason only. Georgia and America need Brian Kemp to be the next governor. Tomorrow is actually Brian Kemp's birthday. Good. I asked him what he wanted for his birthday, and he didn't hesitate for a second. He said he wanted 4 more years of strong Republican leadership at the State House. And speaking of strong Republican leadership,
chatting this morning. I told him I was headed toward Augusta. And I thought he sounded just a little bit jealous. So let me bring greetings from the man the people of Georgia voted overwhelmingly to make the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. Isn't he something? I'll tell you, it's the greatest honor of my life. To serve alongside a president who gets up every day and fights for the promises he made to the people of Georgia and the people of America. President Donald Trump delivers. And when Brian Kemp becomes your next governor, he's going to deliver for Georgia just the same way. And think about what we've done just in the last few months. New jobs report just came out. 4.2 million new jobs created and unemployment's at a 50-year low. We set a new record, the lowest unemployment rate ever recorded for African Americans and Hispanic Americans, and women's unemployment is a 65-year low. The American dream is back. President also delivered when he announced that we had renegotiated our trading relationship with our partners to the north and to the south. The U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement finally puts American jobs, American workers, and American farmers first. Just a few weeks ago, this president kept his promise to see strong, principled conservatives appointed to our courts when we saw Justice Brett Kavanaugh confirmed the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I think there's only one way you can describe the last couple of years. It's been 2 years of action. It's been 2 years of results. It's been 2 years of promises made and promises kept. But we're just getting started, Georgia. That's why we need Brian Kemp as your next governor. I'll tell you, it's been amazing to see what's happened in the state of Georgia with strong Republican leadership. I want to thank, I know he was with us earlier today and is not with us today, but can I just say thank you to Governor Nathan Deal for a John Bell ride. Partners in the United States Senate, a man who has stood strong with the president and the agenda the people of Georgia voted to advance. Senator David Perdue, thank you for your strong and unwavering service. And we're also grateful for our supporters in the House, Congressman Rick Allen, Congressman Jody Hice. To number 2, so let's hear it for Jeff Duncan, the next Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Georgia. Really been incredible. The leaders, past, present, and future, Georgia's been on a roll. I mean, think about it. This state is home to some of the world's greatest companies like Delta Airlines, Home Depot, Coca-Cola. Great companies like Mercedes and Pulte Homes have moved their headquarters in recent years, and for the last 5 years in a row, Georgia has been ranked the best state in America to do business. Men and women of Georgia, we've got to keep it going. We've got to keep Georgia growing. We've got to have Brian Kemp as the next governor of the great state of Georgia. I want to talk to you about this man. I want to talk to you about the progress that together we've made. But I also want to talk to you about the choice that you all face the next 5 days. First and foremost, the name. You know, frankly, I'd be here campaigning for Brian Kemp if he was unopposed. Brian Kemp is Georgia. Athens his entire life. His wonderful wife, Marty. We were with Marty and the girls earlier today. Small businessman. Started his business with nothing more than a pickup truck and a shovel and created hundreds of good-paying jobs here in the state of Georgia. He's lived the American dream. He's a man who felt called to public service, first in the state Senate. He fought against higher taxes and more regulation for job creators. As Secretary of State, he's made your government more effective and more accountable, and he's done it all by saving Georgia taxpayers millions of dollars. That's the kind of leadership that you need in the governor's office. He's a proven leader. He's a man of integrity and faith who lives out his values every single day. Brian Kemp would make a great governor for the state of Georgia. And in 5 days, we got to make him happen. And you just heard it again. Brian Kemp's got an agenda and ambition for the state of Georgia, just like this president and I brought to Washington, D.C. 2 years ago. And think about the progress we made. With the strong support of both leader senators and these conservatives in the Congress, we've been putting jobs and opportunities and growth first. You know, this president has actually signed more bills rolling back federal regulations than any president in American history. We've unleashed American energy as never before. We got out of that disastrous Paris Climate Accord, and now we're exporting energy at record levels all over the world. Not only that U.S.-Mexico deal, we've had a new deal with South Korea. We're negotiating with the EU and Japan. And this administration and this president even put China on notice that the days of massive trade deficits are over. Standing with farmers as never before. We've been standing with farmers and bringing real prosperity to rural America. And we've had some great help along the way, including Georgia's own Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue. He's standing And finally, right before Christmas, this president kept one of the biggest promises that we made to the people of Georgia, when he signed the largest tax cuts and tax reform in American history. We cut taxes for working families. We cut taxes for Georgia's businesses. And we cut out the core of Obamacare. The individual mandate is gone. Promises made, promises kept. I got to tell you, since the advent of this administration, it's been amazing. Literally almost from the moment after the election was called, you can feel it. Confidence is back. Jobs are coming back. In a word, America is back, and we're just getting started. That's why we need Brian Kemp to start. President's also been working hard to provide for the common defense, and I got to tell you, as the proud father of a United States Marine, I couldn't be more proud to serve with a president who stands so solidly with the men and women of our armed forces and their families. President Trump, with these conservatives in Congress, President Trump has already signed the largest increase in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. We're rebuilding our military. Restoring the arsenal of democracy. It's not just those in uniform today, but this president and this Republican Congress have been working to provide for our veterans. You know, those of you who've worn the uniform of the United States, the men and women in the room, just put your hand in the air and let us thank you one more time. Support of this Congress, President Trump government's been delivering for our veterans. We have all new accountability at the VA. We're removing men and women that don't give our veterans the world-class health care that you earned in the uniform of the United States. And now we have veterans' choice. Our veterans can have access to real-time health care. This president's also been standing solidly, just like Brian and Kemp, for the principles enshrined in the Constitution and all the God-given liberties enshrined there, including the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. And just like Brian Kemp, President Donald Trump and I have been standing without apology for the sanctity of human life. Defense. It's about the rule of law, but it's also about safety for our families here at home. And I'll tell you what, I remember the years before this administration came into office were pretty tough. Pretty tough on the men and women of law enforcement. It seemed to remember whenever tragedy would strike in the midst of the law enforcement situation that there were many in the national media, many even in politics, who were quick to blame law enforcement first, but this president, this administration, and Brian Kemp stand without apology with the men and women of law enforcement. As your governor, Brian Kemp will give our law enforcement officers the resources and the respect that they deserve every single day. Saturday, the hearts of the American people broke with the word that 11 Americans in the Jewish community at Tree of Life Synagogue struck down in a terrible attack. 6 others, including 4 members of law enforcement, were injured. Let's be clear. When those police officers ran into danger without regard to their personal safety, they did so in the highest tradition of law enforcement, and they saved lives. As the President made clear, this attack was not just criminal, it was evil. And I want to promise you, justice in this case will be swift and severe. We will not allow violence or anti-Semitism to take hold in America. Not now, not ever. Looking ahead, I promise you, we'll work with leaders at every level to bring these senseless acts of violence to an end. We'll also work, as President Trump said, to rise above the hate, move past the division, and embrace our common destiny as Americans. And we will do it standing with the courageous men and women of law enforcement at every level. We will make Georgia and America safe again. With that renewed support in law enforcement, I'm pleased to report to you we've been removing dangerous gang members off our streets in record numbers. We've been rounding up drug dealers that are poisoning our kids and causing them to be trapped in drug abuse and addiction. And we've been enforcing our laws and securing our borders, and we've already started to build that wall. The need for border security has maybe never been more obvious than it's been in the last few weeks. You all know what I'm talking about. Migrant caravan, thousands of people, started in Honduras, made their way through Guatemala, and now making their way north in Mexico. As President Trump has made clear, this is nothing short of an assault on our country.
We got the bayonets ready.
The President has directed more than 5,000 American forces to the border to reinforce our border and support the Our message to those who are moving north in this caravan is simple. Turn around, go home. You will not be allowed to come in to the United States. The truth is, it's important to know that this caravan was organized by leftist groups in Honduras. It was. And human traffickers who have no regard for human life. These caravans are also being driven by the dangerous policies supported by the National Democratic Party. They really are. Think about that. They don't want to build a wall. They don't want to secure our border. They don't want to close the immigration loopholes that human traffickers use to entice vulnerable families to make the long and dangerous journey north to our border. I mean, frankly, many of the leading voices of the Democratic Party today actually say that we should abolish immigrations and customs enforcement altogether. Well, I'll make you a promise. With Brian Kemp as your governor and President Donald Trump in the White House, we will never abolish ICE. Give them the resources and support that they need. Now, I did hear that Brian's opponent, Stacey Abrams, actually said that law enforcement officers who work with ICE are, quote, terrorizing families. Which should come as no surprise, because she said she wants illegal immigrants to get taxpayer-funded benefits here in Georgia. Finally, I even read where she said that blue wave that's supposed to be coming to Georgia next Tuesday, she said the blue wave coming to Georgia on Election Day is comprised of those who are, and I quote, documented and undocumented. Let me tell you something. If that's the blue wave, it's going to hit a red, white, and blue wall on Tuesday. You, like Brian Kemp as your governor, you send these strong conservative majorities back to Capitol Hill with President Donald Trump in the White House. We will secure our border. We will close the loopholes. We will end this crisis of illegal immigration once and for all. So it's about the candidate. It's about the progress we've made in the midst of the challenges that we face today. But I got to tell you that the choice that Georgia faces today couldn't be more clear. I mean, truthfully, Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp just about couldn't be farther apart on the issues. I mean, Brian Kemp's going to cut your taxes. Stacey Abrams says she's going to raise taxes by more than $300 million. Brian Kemp's going to cut regulations, get government off your back. Stacey Abrams has promised to grow government in Georgia from, her words, cradle to career. Brian Kemp's going to fight for Georgia's farmers, ranchers and producers, including Georgia's pecan farmers and poultry producers who were just hit so hard by Hurricane Michael. She actually said, quote, people shouldn't have to go into agriculture to make a living in Georgia. Brian Kemp is going to stand with the men and women who want to go into agriculture as a career in Georgia. And agriculture is going to be bigger and more prosperous than ever. And while Brian Kemp is getting support from hardworking people all across Georgia, we all see the Stacey Abrams campaign as being bankrolled by Hollywood liberals. You heard about it? People like I heard Oprah Winfrey's in the state. Will Ferrell wasn't here too long ago. Well, I'd like to remind Stacey and Oprah Will Ferrell, I'm kind of a big deal too. It's a choice between more jobs and more mobs. It's a choice between tax cuts and tax hikes. It's a choice between less government, more freedom, and more government, and less freedom for businesses in the city and on the farm. The truth of the matter is, it's really a choice between keeping Georgia growing, and keeping Georgia going. So we got to make a decision right here and right now. Just like Brian Kemp always says, we're going to keep shopping until the polls close and make sure that Brian Kemp is the next governor of the state of Georgia. But here's the thing, it's not going to be easy. Come on, it's not going to be easy. The truth of the matter is, conventional wisdom says that the party in the White House has a challenging time winning elections in that first midterm election, right?
Pence for
After a presidential
president!
election. I mean, that's been true for the Republican Party over the last 100 years. Every midterm election for our party for the last 100 years, except for 2. That's the conventional wisdom. It's going to be tough on Tuesday. But I think we all know what President Donald Trump thinks of conventional wisdom. We made history in 2016, and we're going to make history again in 2018 when we re-elect Republican majority with some Brian Kemp to the State House. It's going to take all of us to do it. We're going to have to give all our efforts. So I'd like to ask you to do 3 things. And then I got a plane to catch. We're headed off to Savannah next. Miles to go before we sleep. So first and foremost, I want you to decide right here, right now, in Augusta, if you haven't done it already, that you are going to vote Georgia. You're going to vote to make Brian Kemp the next governor of Georgia. And remember, friends don't let friends vote alone. Find a family member, find a neighbor, at work, at worship, and grab them by the elbow, and make sure you get out to vote. These elections are always won by the people that show up. So we got to show up. We really do. And second thing I'd like to ask you to do is go tell somebody. You know, there wasn't a pundit in the world, maybe 1 or 2, that thought the President and I were going to be packing our bags and moving to Washington, D.C., but Georgia thought different. And America thought different because the American people were talking to one another. And I have a sense that the American people knew we could be strong again. They knew we could be respected in the world again. The American people knew in our hearts that we could be growing again. So they said yes to strong leadership. So I want you to head out of here today. You know, it's still early in the day. You got some time even before dinner. Go find somebody and say, I ran into Mike the other day and he goes, so like it took him like a half hour just to like go through the top lines of what we've been able to accomplish. And he said, you ain't seen nothing yet after we made Brian Kemp the governor of the state of Georgia. Just go tell him. Tell them we cut their taxes so they can keep more of what they earn. Tell them we've been promoting freedom and opportunity at home and abroad. Tell them we're standing with our military. Tell them Georgia's security. Just go tell them that stuff. And tell Tell them the forgotten men and women are forgotten no more. You go tell them. So, number one, you're taking notes. Going to vote with a friend, right? Number two, you're going to tell somebody over the next 5 days, every chance you get, about this good man, about the progress we've made as a nation. And it's the progress we've made. You know, among friends, I can tell you that the time that I have witnessed this president most often make a gentle correction of friends is when people walk up to him and say, thank you for what you've done for America. And he always stops him and says, no, it's what we've done. And I promise you, we've only just begun. So make those decisions. Tell the story. One last thing, if you're so inclined, I'd encourage you to do in the next 5 days. You know, it really seems to me like there's more division in this country than any time that I remember in my lifetime. You know, the truth is, every time you turn on the television, it seems like somebody's talking about what divides the American people one from another. But you know what the president and I believe, what I know Brian Kemp believes, is that there will always be more that unites us in these United States of America than will ever divide us. Chief among that is our faith. Our faith in one another. Faith in the boundless capacity of any American, given the opportunity, given the freedom to prosper and live the American dream. But it's also that other kind of faith, isn't it? I hear it everywhere I go. People will reach out a hand over a rope line and they'll grab me and they'll look at me. Sweetest words I ever hear is, I'm praying for you. I encourage you, if you share that conviction with Brian Kemp, Mike Pence, I encourage you to avail yourself of that wellspring of strength that has ever nurtured and strengthened the people of Georgia and America through much more challenging times than we could ever imagine. On this one, I'm actually not asking you to pray for a candidate or a cause or a party or even a campaign. On this one, I'm just saying in these two divided of times, just pray for America. Pray for all the people of America. And I really do believe in those ancient words that Americans have always clung to. If his people who are called by his name will humble themselves and pray, he'll do like he's always done through the long and storied history of this nation. He'll hear from heaven, and he'll heal this land. This one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. So pray. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for being out for this good man and this great Republican team. The time's a wasting, folks. You've got people you can talk to before dinner. I'm going to get out of here, but I leave here today with a grateful heart. First and foremost, my first chance to tell you all, on behalf of my little family, this small town guy from southern Indiana, grandfather immigrated to this country. Just thank you for the privilege to serve as your vice president. It is the greatest honor in my life. With a grateful heart, I leave here with a new confidence. I got to tell you, I really do. Brian Kemp in the State House. With renewed Republican majorities on Capitol Hill. With renewed Republican leadership at every level all across this country. With President Donald Trump in the White House. And with God's help, We will make Georgia and America more prosperous than ever before. We will make Georgia and America safer than ever before. And to borrow a phrase from a friend of mine, I promise you, we will make America great again. God bless you. God bless Georgia. God bless America.